Wazazi, Parenting Tuesday is on air, and this month we are talking to first-time parents, getting to hear their story and the experience and the lessons they have learned. This morning, we are blessed to have an amazing couple joining us. I've got Ranji Mutheka. Ranji, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Pasi.
Karibu sana, good to have you on the show. Karibu. We also have Lucy Ranji. Lucy, how are you?
Thank you, Pasi.
Karibuni sana. I'm so excited to host the both of you on the show today. Can't wait to hear your story. So how old is your child?
He's 2.5 years old. 2.5.
Hata yeye amesema, nimesikia akiongea hapo.
Ako hapa.
2.5 years old. Okay. So take us back to the time, no, even before that, when you guys got married. Had you planned to have children immediately, or had you said tungoje ngoje? And I'm asking this because last week we had an amazing lady who was sharing how when they got married, they had planned for 5 years. 3 months later, the miraculous had happened. So how was it like for you, Lucy? Did you guys plan to wait for a period of time? Ama mlisema ikuje tu sahi?
For us, we planned. Mm-hmm. We didn't want a child immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So we gave ourselves like 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why didn't you, Pastor Ranji, why didn't you want a child immediately?
I wanted to enjoy life with the wife of my youth.
What are you saying? Are you saying when the child is there, you will not enjoy life?
I knew my wife. I knew all the attention would be given to the kid.
Uh-huh.
So,
okay.
So for us, we planned it. We didn't want to have a child immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So we stayed for a while.
Okay.
Ours is a funny story because before we got married, we were living together. There's that part.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so at that time, we didn't want a kid at that time. It would have been bad for us.
Okay.
So we stayed together for like 2 years, then we officially got married,
mm-hmm.
Made everything right. So after getting married now,
we
decided, actually my wife pressured me, give me a child or I die.
Lucy, kumbe unakuwaga na pressure.
Yeah, like after that we knew that we've already made things right in terms of marriage.
Yeah.
So I had to pressure him, like it's now time to have a baby. Mm-hmm. And 3 months later we got pregnant.
Okay. So take me back to that day you discovered that you were pregnant. Had anything changed for you to decide to get a test? And how was that moment?
I remember because I discovered I'm pregnant like I think it was a month or 3 weeks later.
Mm-hmm.
But before I took the test, I used to wake up in the morning and I had this weird craving of eating mangoes. With a lot of pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with a lot of chili and also eating smokies. I had these weird cravings that I had never had before. In fact, before I take tea, I had to take a mango and a smoky. So I decided to take a test. And lo and behold, it was positive.
Lucy, that's a very weird combination. Mango na smoky.
Imagine.
Kwanza maembe iko na pilipili.
Kwanza ilikuwa mbichi kabisa. Iko na hiyo uchachu. And then after that, now I take my tea, and the tea had to be like cold kabisa, equal like ice cream.
Iced tea.
Yeah, because I didn't want the taste used to make me feel like puking, so I had to take it like juice. Lazima ikuwe baridi, so I just take it like that.
Yes, tell that young man we are talking about him. Yes, he needs to appear on the screen so that we can. We can see him. So Ranji, are you the one who used to wake up to go and find the mangoes and the smokies?
We both used to wake up, and this is why.
Mm-hmm.
We used to go to Bible school.
So
while my wife was pregnant, we were supposed to be in class by 7 a.m.
Yes.
And that was all the way in Karen, a place called Kafuagi.
Yeah.
and we live in Kasarani.
What?
So it was quite a journey. So you had to take Matzaronga with a pregnant lady.
I'm telling you.
She was mad at me most of the time. So she wanted this mango was like at 6 a.m.
Wow.
There's one day where she asked me for fries. So
Fries?
She wanted yogurt initially. Yeah.
Asubuhi.
Fries. We had an exam. Asubuhi. Yeah, asubuhi, tuko na exam. Exam in under 7. You can't be late. Because if you are late, that you're deducted 10% on every paper.
Yeah.
And I'm big on academics, so I wanted to do well,
Yes.
even in Bible school. So I'm thinking we have to be there by 7. We should be seated. So she decided she wanted yogurt in the morning. I said,
Oh.
cool, we're going to buy yogurt on our way.
Yeah.
As we were going, she saw that hapo karibu na Galitos, there was another restaurant over there that was open, or a cafe or something. And she decided, no, I want chips, I want fries. I said, no, you can't have fries right now. It's too early. So she told me, tunaingia. So we went into the place. She asked, are the fries ready? We told her, no, bado, but in 10 minutes.
Yes.
Now, you know, when people here tell you,
Yes.
it never means
It's-
10 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah. So I told her, no, we can't wait. We have to go. When I goes, she didn't talk to me the holiday.
Oh my goodness. Did
Yes, then it was
she pass the exam?
She did.
So Ranji, take me back to the day where Lucy told you we are pregnant. Where were you guys? What emotions did you go through? Did you panic like some of us did when we were told we are going to be a father, and you're thinking, what have I gotten myself into? How was the experience for you?
Before she broke the news, I kind of had an idea. I knew, because for us it was planned,
Yeah.
so I knew we were trying to have a baby. I'd even asked God, please give this woman a baby.
Yes, yes.
She's nagging about having a baby. So I was prepared on that aspect.
Okay.
I was prepared. I knew we wanted to have a baby, but I was not prepared financially. That was the whole issue. So I was thinking, what is this baby going to eat?
Yes.
How am I going to feed this baby? Where are we living? Where is the school fees coming from? So I had all this. But now being a pastor, she knows where to touch. She has, don't you have faith?
Yes.
Mungu akileta mtoto anaenda na sahani yake.
Yes.
I was like, shida si sahani.
Shida ni chakula itaenda kwa sahani. Very, very true. Very true.
But she knows me. She knew I would never be ready. So
Yeah.
I was pressured. Then eventually I had, I think I was at work. I was at work when I finally, she sent me the test kit.
Yeah.
A photo.
Yeah.
Hata sikumbuki hapo kuliendaje.
Wow. So Lucy.
Yes.
Yeah. You want to say something?
Yeah, I remember that day we had come from Bible school. And nikapita kwa chemist, and I was about to buy, because I was feeling this craving was driving me nuts. I was thinking, why am I eating that much? So I thought I had mignon. So when I went to the chemist, I had gone to buy deworming tablets.
Oh my
but
goodness.
Nikajiambia tu ni buy kit just in case. And so we bought the kit together, and we came home. Before we prepared supper, I went and took the test, and nikamletea sitting room, nikamwonyesha ndio iko positive. And his reaction was so, as in, he was happy, like he was emotional, and he started praying, he started proclaiming the things that we want our baby to have and all that.
Yes.
And then then we prepared, and the next day we were supposed to join class. So yeah.
Okay. I'm just wondering, how was the pregnancy journey for you? Was it some women have a difficult pregnancy, some women have an exciting pregnancy, some women go through so many changes. You look at them and you're thinking, are you the same person? While there are some women, you hear they gave birth and you're thinking, she was pregnant. Where? Because we never saw it. Kwani boli yake ilikuwa kwa mgongo, tunasemaga boli yake ilijificha kwa mgongo. So how was the pregnancy journey for you?
For me, the first 3 months were hectic. Remember, I'm not used to waking up early, and so I have to wake up by 4 in the morning, so that by 7 we'll be in class. And for me, as in for first 3 months they were very hectic. I remember there was a time I cried and I said, I don't want to join that Bible school anymore. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be sleeping and I'm tired of this pregnancy and all that. But after 3 months, it was okay. And it wasn't hectic. In fact, it was the smoothest. The next 6 months were the smoothest of all.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Pastor Ranji, during this pregnancy, did you have to take on some new roles to assist your wife? Because for me, I remember when we had our first child, my wife also had a craving for maembe. But you know, when we discovered we were pregnant with our first child, one of the things we noticed is if she doesn't eat 6 in the morning, hey, my morning sickness ndio zitakam. So I'd wake up very early. You know, that was the new role I got, to wake up very early and to cook breakfast for her by 6 and katafute maembe and all that. So I'm just wondering for you, you know, especially those first 3 months that were hectic for her, did your roles have to change?
Yeah, I had to help out in basically things to do with the house, cleaning the house, cleaning the utensils. Cooking not so much because my cooking is too good. So in that department, I was banned from the kitchen. But I do everything else. There are times I would even help in washing the clothes. But sasa ndo naenda kuanika, so that I remain to be seen man yuko nje. Yeah, but I will basically help her out with almost everything because she would get really tired. She would at this time when it became hectic, you know, she began telling me, "You're the cause of all this.
Yes.
If not for you, I wouldn't be here." And I was there thinking, "But you're the one who was crying, saying you want a baby."
Yes.
I remember you had to convince me, but now it is you. It's not for you. But yeah, I had to help her out basically with everything in the house apart from cooking. Cooking, it was just tea here and there, once. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Lucy, I'm wondering, based on what Ranji has said, you know, people, I've seen two extremes. There are those people who say, "Hii ball imependa hazi sana." During their time of pregnancy, they want their husband everywhere they go, like their shadow. And then there are those who don't want to see this man. Ball ilimkata. I've heard so many of such stories. So I'm wondering, did you experience any of those extremes, or was it just kawaida?
For us, I'll say it was kawaida, because remember, we are spending most of the time together.
Yeah.
During the day and at night, because we're in the same Bible school.
Yeah.
And the only time I will say seti sikuwa namtaka ama nilikuwa namtaka. I think we just had to cooperate together. There was nothing. The only time that we disagreed ni akini ni machipo. Because the first 3 months, boy yangu ilikuwa nataka tu deep fried things. Say that chipo, mandazi, nini, haikuwa nataka vitu zimekaangwa na vitungu.
Yes.
So at times he will tell me, today you're not eating chips.
Yes.
Today we are eating ugali, and I will be so mad at him. But in terms of sijui ball itaki bwana, sijui itaki, no, mine was just like, it was just smooth.
Yako ilikuwa tunataka chipo.
Yangu ilikuwa tu maembe, chipo, vitu ziko na pilipili, Salina ananinyima. And for the funny thing, he used to make sure that he's the one with the cash.
Yes.
So I won't even, when I want something, I have to borrow the cash.
There was no cash, but there was no cash. She thought I had the cash, I had zero cash. That was the problem.
His finances were not cooperating.
Oh my goodness, you guys are too hilarious. Young men, I hope you're hearing these stories if you're planning to get married.
At that time, Pasi, when she's telling you that we would be together, it's because she had no choice. We were in the same classroom. We were deskmates, Yandy.
There was nowhere else to go.
You didn't have room to say, "Oh, Ibo like Utaki." That's one. She had no choice because we were together the whole day.
Oh my goodness!
She didn't want to see me with other ladies over there, so kaapa. So it was.
This morning we're hanging out with the Ranjis and their son Alpha amechungulia hapo kwa screen dakika moja na akapotea. Maybe you have a question for them, or maybe some of the experiences they are sharing are reminding you of the experiences you also went through. Feel free to get in touch with us with your questions or thoughts. 20316 SMS line, WhatsApp number 0786 316 316. Chebet from Gong, you say, good morning, Pastor James. I like the way new parents know the exact age at 2.5. Ngoja number 2 or number 3 afike. They will be asking the child, ati uko na miaka ngapi tena? And then this one is from Naomi. You say, I'm loving the show. I'm a witness of all that. Like now I'm expecting. I love him madly. I sometimes don't want him to leave, but because he has to go and the kazini, sometimes I'm left even crying. Oh my goodness. Wow. So back to your story. Lucy, you said the first 3 months were the ones that were a bit tricky, but the other 6 months after that, things went smoothly. So take us to due date. What happened? Where are you? You know, did the baby come at the expected day, or did they come earlier? Ama alichelewa. Huyu wa chipo anakaa alikuja mapema.
Hapana, huyu wa chipo alichelewa. By the time inafika hiyo time ya kuzaa, we had already finished Bible school. So most of the time I was in the house.
Okay.
And I remember the DJ was supposed to be, I think it was supposed to be 26th of March. And when that day came, sikuwa na any contraction, I didn't have any pain. And so I called my doctor, and the doctor told me to go to hospital. And the following day we went. I think it was that day we went in the evening. Then he said, nita admit you the following day in the morning.
Okay.
So we had to come back again, then go back in again in the morning. And so I was induced. And when I was induced, nothing was happening. I didn't have any labor. And so they wakaamua kunitoboa maji. So that's when now the labor started.
Yeah.
And I remember that day, my husband, by the time I'm getting induced ile tablet, my husband was in the hospital. And alikuwa anashinda huko mpaka madaktari wanakuja wananiambia, hey madam, you release your man aende home because there's nothing he can do.
Yeah.
And for him, he's there panicking, he doesn't want to go. So I had to tell him to go, because by that time I was admitted in Rongai, hospital ilikuwa Rongai.
Yeah.
I remember we are living in Kasarani, and he's using a matatu. So I had to tell him to go. So I think like the next day is when they walitoboa maji, and then the labor started.
Okay.
And when the labor started, he came with our bishop's wife, Miss Pauline. And when Miss Pauline came, alikuwa anakuja ananisugua mgongo, and anaenda anasugua wase wengine. And I remember by the time Miss Pauline was leaving, I had dilated 6 centimeters.
Okay.
And after dilating 6 centimeters, I don't know what happened. It moved from 6 centimeters to 2 centimeters. I don't know if nilijump the fact that wameenda, Miss Pauline ameenda, because visiting hours ilikuwa imeisha. So it ikarudi back to 2 centimeters, and they had to put that ile maji ya uchungu, and nothing was happening. So that was on a Thursday. So the following day, it was on a Friday morning, my doctor came and checked, and akapata bado sijapata mtoto. And that was like after 8 hours, of which it's not. When you go for labor for more than 8 hours and nothing is happening, you're supposed to go for a CS.
Okay.
And so I was.
I'm just wondering.
He told me that
I'm just wondering, Lucy. Sorry for cutting you short. By this time, what's your state of mind? Are you in panic? Are you wondering, okay, what's going on here?
Now I remember before Miss Pauline left, I was so much in pain, and I was 6 centimeters. And I remember, I think your time I think it was around. It was around noon, and she was telling me, usijali, by saa 9 asubuhi have mtoi. And I'm thinking, are you mad? Because I'm in a lot of pain. Ile kabisa. And I'm thinking, I think I just want to have this baby because the pain is too much. I've never felt this pain and all that. And so by the following day in the morning, when around 11, when they told me they're taking me for emergency, and I was like fused because the pain is too much, like extremely too much. Yeah. So up to that point, my husband is he was on his way coming. So I called him and I told him I'm going to the I've just had an emergency CS, and he was like, okay, it's okay. So I went and had the we had the CS, and by the time he was reaching, I had already they had already given
Delivered.
birth.
Okay.
through CS.
Okay. And when you gave birth, they told
Yeah.
you the baby is fine, everything is okay.
Yeah, they just showed me the baby, and nikaangalia tu hizo lips niko na zina za babake, and I turned the other way. I didn't even hold the baby. Nikaangalia tu hizo lips niko na tu hizo za babake. Me I just looked at him, and then nikaangalia hiyo side nyingine na waka sijui walimfanyia nini.
Okay.
After that I didn't know what happened.
Okay. So for you, Pastor Ranji, how was the experience like for you? Umeenda home, you are coming back. Umeenda home, you are coming back. So take us through your journey.
Yeah, so at that time, I remember I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave the hospital. I wanted to stay there.
Yeah.
Because before they had told me that I could actually stay there. We had rooms where you could stay with the mother, but they changed things on the D-Day.
Okay.
So they're like, no, you can't stay. There's no place where you have to go home. And I remember I used to stay there until late, 11. That time we had no curfew. It's all going on, but I would say they're praying because I knew we had complications in the pregnancy.
Okay.
We had that the umbilical cord had tied on our baby's neck, such stuff. So I was really praying for everything to go smoothly. Then my wife was also stressed at that time to go, because she has been reading this book on giving birth like the Hebrew women.
Boss.
No labor.
Yes.
Just push everything. So she's in this situation where I can't help. I can't help her. There's nothing I can do. The only thing I can do is pray, but I want to be there.
Yeah.
But she said they had to chase me away because I couldn't stay there. Then when I went home, the day when I went home, as I'm going in the morning, I'm going back to see her in the morning, early in the morning, I get this phone call and she tells me the baby is here already.
Yeah.
And we had to do a CS.
Wow.
So I was happy that the baby was there, but I was anxious. I wanted to see him. Like, now it was dawning on me, I'm a father.
Wow.
So when I remember when I got to the hospital, the first thing I asked for to see my child, even go to see my wife.
Yeah.
I went straight to see my child because they had put him in the nursing place, I think. So immediately when I saw him, I just knew, uni wangu DNA tosha, because he looked just like me.
Wow.
So I just looked at him.
How did you feel when you held him in your arms for the first time?
Oh, it was an amazing thing. When she first told me she was pregnant, I think I didn't understand the magnitude of this thing. It has not yet dawned on me what being a father is. But I remember the day that I actually held him, it was such a wonderful feeling, such a wonderful experience. It's this pure love.
Yeah.
Like I could see myself in him. I don't know how to explain it, but it was one of the best moments in my life when I got to hold him.
Wow.
Then, I think I was happy with the fact that he looked just like me in a better version because he's lighter.
Awesome.
So it was an amazing experience.
Awesome. Lucy, how long did you stay in hospital?
After the CS, I stayed for 3 days. Yes.
Then you guys went back home.
Yeah, we went back home.
Okay.
But before we go home, that day when I got the baby, when I told Ranji that the baby has arrived, do you know the funny thing? Alikuja tu ameingia kwa mtoi, place yenye mtoi yuko, and then he asked the nurse, akapi mtoto wangu. He didn't even care about me. And then the nurse gave him the baby, and then he brought the baby to me. That's when I held the baby. And he was like, uko poa. Nikamwambia niko poa. And he was like, yeah, as in all the attention, they normally say to you, the mothers are the one who want to pay attention kwa mtoi.
Yeah.
For him, after that, all the attention went back to mtoi.
My friend, you have some uko na deni ya kulipa.
You see, the thing is,
yes.
I had heard these stories that people switch your baby. So they take your baby and put another baby. So it's the first time. So I'm also worried.
Yeah.
What if they switch my baby but another child?
Yes.
So it's not that I didn't care about her, because I saw her.
Yeah.
I knew she's fine, but I can't see the baby.
Okay.
You see, that's
Okay.
the issue. So I've come.
Yeah.
My wife is lying on the bed. I can see she's fine, but I can't see the baby. So where is the baby?
Where is the
What
baby?
switch? Nani ana monitor mtoto. So that was my mindset. I had to see it. I want to see the baby now.
Okay.
That was the thing. Not that I didn't care.
So you guys go back home. How did life change, Lucy? Now it's no longer just the two of you. Now there's a baby. And was he the kind of baby who would sleep throughout the whole night? Ama alikuwa kuamka amka usiku? How did life change?
Well, first of all, my baby started crying when we were in hospital. Those three days were hectic because he used to cry like continuously.
Wow.
But I think ni venye uko kulikuwa na joto, because when we came home, the first week was so amazing. He would sleep through the day, through the night. And then 1 week later,
Yes.
he started having colic. And he would cry. He will cry. The father will take him and speak in tongues, pray for him, do all that thing. Tunampatia dawa, high work. As in, it was hectic. And that colic iliendelea like for the next like 3 months. The next, I think it was 4 months. For the next 4 months, he had colic. For me, that was hectic, because when he has colic, it means he's not sleeping well. He's not feeding well.
Yeah.
Also, you have to check on what you're eating. For me, as in the first 3 months, they were hectic. And then after 4 months, now he started. By the time he was 4 months now, we introduced him now to food like after 6 months. And then he was choosy. Like the only meal that he had was nduma and viazi and some spinach. And remember that time he's not taking water, amekataa maji. So constipation is the norm of the day.
Yeah.
And so every time he wants to have a long call, it used to be so hectic for him. Like I had to help him, and it was bad. So I will say for after kutoka hosi, from the first month to around 9 months, it was hectic for me.
Okay. What about for you? What about for you, Ranji?
Yeah. So it was really hectic. So I had to be supportive at that time, because when we began getting the colic and we couldn't sleep well at night, so I had to spend most of the time carrying him. Because I realized that anytime I would carry him and we start pacing around just praying, he would relax and keep quiet.
Okay.
But the moment you put him down, he'll start crying again, like he's in pain or something. So I would really spend a lot of time holding him, praying with him, until late at night. Sleep late at night. But so many things had to change. I had to really help out my wife, because now she has the CS wound.
Yeah.
At the same time, so there are times where I could tell she's in pain. So I had to help her even with making the bed, because just bending to make the bed sheets was really hectic for her that time. Na kutoka hiyo siku kutengeza kitanda ikakuwa ndio role yangu. I really fear helping her out. The moment I do something, now this is your duty.
Now it is your duty.
Yeah, so it was tough for her, especially because I think she had this mindset that when the baby comes, it's going to be rosy, everything will be fine. But this baby was not sleeping, so we tried to sleep train him. It didn't work. Then he got used to being held because of that period when he was not feeling well. So he got used to being held. So anytime you put him down, he's crying. So that was really tough on my wife.
Wow. What would you say are some of the lessons, Lucy, you've learned? Even before you talk about the lessons, let's talk about your relationship. Earlier on, Pastor Ranji had said how, he had stories when the child comes, the mother focuses just on the child, the husband is somewhere. So did the arrival of baby Alpha affect your relationship as husband and wife?
I think for me, as in, it brought more. We bonded more because remember this time the baby is disturbing me. Hataki kushikwa na mtu yoyote. So when I'm breastfeeding the baby, he has to maybe do the dishes and all that. And at times, maybe when the baby is crying too much and I'm helpless, you will come and we will pray together. So I think ilifanya tukakuwa more tighter.
Okay.
It didn't change to worse, it changed to better.
To the better. Wow, that's
Yes.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
So lessons. What are some key lessons you've learned along the way as a mother now?
For me, since when from the time the baby arrived, I think Google became my friend, and I've learned to do research. I've also learned to be patient. I've also learned, especially now when the baby, we can have conversation with him.
Yes.
He has taught me to, like, I have to watch my words, because at times I yell at him and he say, "Mommy, you're shouting."
Wow.
And so for that, as in, it has helped me like mold myself. I know when to shout, I know not to shout, and I can also relate to other mothers outside there. So it has really changed my life a lot.
Okay. What about for you, Ranji? What are some of the lessons you've learned now that you're a father?
Yeah, for me, I've learned to watch what I do, what I say. So there's this young guy that is imitating everything I do, literally. Killer Kiki. When I shout, he shouts. Because I remember before my son came, my wife and I would have a lot of arguments in the house. Yani, we would fight a lot. We were just not agreeing on so many issues. So this one time after, now the baby has come and we are having one of those arguments, my son actually began shouting the same way I was shouting.
Wow.
So okay, it's dangerous. So from that point, I had to change the way I do things, the way I talk when I'm angry, the whole thing. So I had to become a better man. So it has really molded us. That's why we became even closer with my wife. The love became stronger. It's when Alpha came, it changed us for the better.
Wow.
We had to learn to work together, create an environment that is full of love for the sake of the baby. So I've learned to be an example in my actions and in my words, because there's this guy over here that is looking at everything that I'm doing, listening to everything that I'm saying, and is repeating what I'm saying verbatim, like a dog.
Wow, that's an important lesson right there. Huyo Alpha anaonekana anataka kutusalimia. Hebu mweke hapo kwa screen atusalimie. Alpha. We need to see you. We need to see you, Alpha. Hi, Alpha. How are you?
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Are you fine? Have you taken tea?
No.
Have you taken tea? No? Today you've become a celeb. We've put you on TV. Well, Lucy and Ranji, I'm so grateful. Bye. See you. I'm so grateful for your time this morning and just what you have shared with us, your story, your journey, lessons you've learned along the way. Parting shot, as we finish. Pastor Ranji, what would your parting shot be? Especially to that young couple who are yet to get a child.
Yeah, I think for me, don't let fear dictate how you make decisions. Just plan out things and leave them to God. Let God direct you in your marriage and in the bringing up of the child. Because when you're having a baby for the first time, you can be very anxious.
Yeah.
What do I do? How do I do the right thing? Then learn to listen to each other and not so much to people outside. Because when our son came, I realized there were too many people trying to tell us what to do.
Yeah.
So when the baby cries, it's because you're not doing this. Have you tried this? Then you try to do what they were saying, it doesn't work. So you realize, I'm doing it. So listen to each other, be there for each other, and don't let outside voices dictate what goes on in your marriage.
That's wonderful. Lucy.
Can handle it, yeah.
Parting shot, Lucy. You're on mute. There you go.
Sorry. Just as Pastor Ranji has said, learn to listen to each other and leave everything to God. And okay, it's not bad to listen to what other people are saying outside, but learn to to know what works for you
Yeah.
and for the baby. Yeah.
Okay. One final question for you, Lucy.
Yes.
Bado unatafuta tuchipo? Ama your craving
Hizo
ilisha?
hamu zilinisha. Story ya chipo ilishanga tu venye mtoi alikuja.
Oh, just checking. Thank you so much, guys. I've had fun hosting you. Have yourselves a lovely, lovely day. My time is up for today, Parenting Tuesday. First time parents, I'm telling you, every story is unique. Every story has got its own ups and downs. But you know what? At the end of the day, children are a blessing from the Lord. Wanakujaga na sahani, lakini sasa baba, lazima uende huko nje ukatafute kitu ya kuweka kwa hiyo sahani. And you know what? Lessons we learn are lessons that we hold on dearly for a lifetime. Well, until next week, have yourselves a great day and God bless you.
Thank you for watching. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get notified whenever we upload new fresh content every day. Stay tuned and enjoy fresh, uplifting content.